in the recording part of it and monitor. Anyway, I'll just repeat it to your benefit and for my continuity. We are looking into the theory part with respect to inventory control, that is physical control. I explained you what is a two-bin system, wherein the same bin is having two parts with respect to one as a base stock and the second one as issue stock, so that you can control the inventory as and when it is depleting. You get to know at what level it has come, and if you're touching your base stock, you can reorder and get the stock back at the same level which it had before. Next is system of budget, which is also used for controlling the inventory, so that you don't actually lose on the like any misappropriation or any excess usage. Unnecessarily you're using some extra material that can be avoided when using the budget, because budgets are more calculated numbers which are used by a organization, and they help us to control, that is what is the standard which was set and what is the present scenario, and then you actually compare the both, and you, if there is any discrepancies, what do? Actually you do the correction, taking some measures, you correct the differences and you get back to the same level how you want to perform. The third part is perpetual inventory control records. Perpetual inventory records is you are actually maintaining the records on a day-to-day basis or on a transaction basis. So what do? Your bin card, your stores card or your stores ledger, all are updated regularly. You update them regularly and there is no time lag at all. Let's say a specific person, a purchase manager wants to come and see the stores, and he wants to find out a particular product A, how much is the stock and what is the present scenario. He can actually look at the records and find out what is the level of stock which is held at the organization. So this is what is perpetual inventory records. The last one we have for physical inventory is continuous stock verification. Fourth one, continuous stock verification. That means continuously you are verifying the stock. Here in this case, we have one is stock verification can be done in two different ways. One is periodic and one is continuous. Continuously you do the stock verification. So continuous stock verification helps actually to have a strong holding on the physical inventory control, and this is actually a method of internal audit also. Continuous stock verification is also a method of internal audit. What do? Continuously you check whether the stock has been updated, stock has, what is physical stock held and what is there in the books, are they matching? You keep doing it now and then. So this is called continuous stock verification. Against this we have a periodic. Periodic means after a period, let's say after a month you do the stock verification. If there is any discrepancy, you don't get to know unless the entire month is over. There the control is very less when compared to continuous stock verification. So when compared to periodic, continuous stock verification is a better option to continue. So this is about physical control of inventory. Now let's move to a small topic which talks about various different types of material which have to be taken care of in the costing records. Let's the bifurcation between the stock when it is not usable, it gets into a bucket which is called a waste, spoilage, defective, and then you have scrap or absolute items. So let's first look into what is a waste. Waste is a material which is with a portion of the material which is lost completely. You cannot actually do anything with the lost material. So that is called waste. So the first one is waste, wherein the portion is portion of stock. The portion of stock is lost. It is lost completely and you cannot actually do anything with the material at all. So in such case, it is lost during, either it can be during a storage, transportation. You can lose in any either of the cases, you may lose the material. So this is called waste. Now what do you do with it? You do not have any value with it. There is no value. No value at all. No value at all, or it may have very less value. Very less value, almost equivalent to zero. Equivalent to zero. So this is called a waste. And what do you do with the waste? You treat it as a normal waste is considered as a normal waste. If it is a normal waste, what do? You take it to production overhead. You treat it as an expense, an overhead. However, it is an abnormal waste is taken to costing, profit and loss account. You don't treat the abnormal waste as a expense. What do? It should not affect the normal production. So what do? You don't treat it as a take it into the normal production and you treat it as a loss and you take it directly into the costing P&L account. What about the next type of loss of material? Scrap. So this is various different loss of materials we are actually covering. First is the waste. Second one is scrap. Scrap is a material which is discarded or disposed. This is a material which is discarded or disposed. Why you have discarded or you have disposed it off without treatment. You are not going to treat it anything. So without treatment, you are not doing any repairs, nothing. You are discarding it completely. Why you are discarding it? Because it does not match the quality aspect of a particular production house. That is the reason you have discarded this material. Normally, it is, what do? The value is insignificant or it is of a very small value. In this case also, the value is very small value. In case of scrap, what do? How do we treat the material? Whatever you have lost, the entry we use for scrap also. If it is a normal scrap, what do? I treat it as a production overhead. I take the scrap as a production overhead. When it comes to the abnormal waste, abnormal scrap, what do? Abnormal scrap, we charge it to the specific job cost. Just in case if there is, because of the specific job, if the scrap is happening, so what do? We take that particular job in the scrap na tekombidivi. So how the first entry what we pass is, we debit the scrap account debit to job or process account. First entry. The second entry what I book is, once the scrap band mele, a scrap na yen martivi, sell martivi. There is some realizable value, net realizable value. Something I get. So what do? GL adjustment account. So debiting my GL adjustment account, because cash none use madodilla. In my costing accounts, I never use the cash account here in this case. So that is the reason I am using the GL adjustment account to scrap account. With the net realizable value. The third entry ಏನಾದರೂ ಉಳಿದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್. So let's say scrap is of value is of rupees the scrap ಆದಾಗ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 1000 rupees ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು 1000 rupees ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ. 1000 rupees worth material is been scrapped. So what do? The entry is here 1000 rupees is reduced here. Okay, and once you sell it, let's say you received only 100 rupees. So what do? The entry is here 100 rupees, 100 rupees. ಇನ್ನು 900 ಉಳಿತಲ್ವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ P&L ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. This is how we do the entry with respect to okay. Now this is how you want to will write the entries with respect to scrap. Let's look into the next one, spoilage. Spoilage of your material. The spoilage of material is because of there is some one or two criteria of quality. If you have not matched, then you will have a spoilage. So let's look into what is a spoilage. Third one, spoilage. This is a material which is badly damaged. So product badly damaged. Product badly damaged. So in this case, what do? During production, if it is badly damaged and it cannot be rectified and it cannot be repaired or rectified, in this case you call it as a spoilage. So such spoilage, if it is happening during the production and if it is of a high cost, what do? You have to remove it from your production value. So what do you do in such case? So the same entry follows. Whatever entry you have passed over there, the same entries will be there. If it is a normal spoilage, first one, if it is a normal spoilage, I take it to production overhead. So how the entry what you pass for production overhead entry is production overhead control account debit to spoilage. So before this, how do you recognize the spoilage? The spoilage is recognized by spoilage account debit to job or process. This is how the first entry is created with the spoilage. Second is, if it is a normal spoilage, ಆಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 1-2 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. You know by practice that there is a small percentage, 1% or 0.5% of spoilage is already there. Then you can treat it like this: production overhead control account debit to your job or process. Third is, when it comes to abnormal spoilage, same way. How you treated the scrap, same way you will treat it as with the abnormal. Let's say if you have some realizable value, it will be general ledger adjustment account debit to whatever, how much ever spoilage has been realized is written here, and the one which can't be which will be taken to the costing P&L account. So next entry will be costing P&L account, debit to spoilage account. This is how the third one is taken care, that is spoilage. What is a spoilage? Spoilage is a very product badly damaged and it cannot be rectified at all. Now scrap is, you cannot actually identify the product in the scrap. However, you can see the material is completely dismantled. There is no what you call shape for that particular scrap. However, spoilage, the material, you can see the product, however, it is so badly damaged that it cannot be rectified. Let's move to the next is defective. What is a defective item? Defective item is for one or two quality, it has not matched the quality aspect. In such case, it is called defective. Fourth one, defective. Product which can be rectified and it can become good. It is a defective item, however, it is a product which can be rectified, which can be repaired or rectified, and it can be made good. It can be made good. So this is called a defective item. So to make it good, you have to spend some money. Extra money has to be spent with respect to defective item. So what do? You have to spend some money, so that some cost is involved here to make it good. So there is some cost which is incurred. Cost incurred to make the defective item good. So you have to spend some money to make it good. So normal is charged to material cost. If it is a normal defective item, it is charged to material cost only. So you don't actually take it to production overhead. You take it to the material cost only. And it is, if it is abnormal, it is transferred to costing P&L account. How you had done it, in the same fashion, you take it away the defective as well. What is obsolescence? The last one, fifth type, obsolescence. S-O-L-E-S-C-E-N-C-E. What is obsolescence? Obsolete and the obsolete material is, because of some specific reason, it has become obsolete. If you long back tape recorder ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಿವಿಡೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿಡೀಸ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಆಬ್ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ದೆನ್ ಡಿವಿಡೀಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸಿರೀಸ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟ್ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟ್, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟು, ಆ ಥರ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟು, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಸೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಿವಿಡೀಸ್ ಬಂತು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಏನಂತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, I don't remember what it is, full form of DVDs. Some disc, video disc, digital video discs or something like that. It was DVDs. ಆ DVDs obsolete ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಯಾವಾಗ, when you got your computer and you have that CD, compact disc. Then now the compact discs have become obsolete and now you have a pen drive. God knows pen drive ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಮುಂದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So as the stages go by, some of the products become obsolete. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯೂಸೇಜ್, ಅದರ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಿಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್, ಯಾರು ಯೂಸೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಅನದರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್. ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ವೈರಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್, ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಹಳೇ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಡೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, 1 2 3 4 ಕೇಳ್ತಿತ್ತು. ದ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಉದ್ದ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ವೈರ್ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಫೋನ್ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ. ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ವೈರ್ ಇರೋ ಫೋನ್ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು. ದೆನ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು, ಪೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ನಾವು ಸಣ್ಣವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಬೆಲ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಫೋನ್ ಥರಾನೇ ಬಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗೋ ಟು STD ಬೂತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಬಂತು. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ವಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್. ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಲಕ್ಸುರಿ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈ ಗುಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ಸ್ದು ಕಾಲ ಇತ್ತು ಅವಾಗ. ದೆನ್ ನಾವು ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ದ ಡೇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪಾಸ್, ನಾವು ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಬಟನ್ ಫೋನೇ ರಿಡಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೆರಳೊಂದೇ ಸಾಕು, ಟಕ 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 ಅಂತ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್. ನಾವು ಅದು 2G ಹೋಯ್ತು, 3G 4G, ಈಗ 5G ಬರುತ್ತಂತೆ. God knows what we are going to, like what you call, drown in the G's only. So each time a new technology has come in, the old pattern becomes, old product becomes obsolete. Because of obsolescence, material loses its value. Loss of material due to obsolescence. So what happens when there is a obsolescence? The material becomes, the value of the material becomes nil, completely nil, zero. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವೈರ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ತಗೋತೀರಾ ನೀವು, ₹100 ಅಲ್ಲ, ₹1, ನೀವೇ ₹10 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. So that's how it is with the obsolescence. That is a total loss. Write down, it is a total loss. What it is? It is a total loss and there is no value at all. Value is nil. And loss is always, it is always treated as abnormal. Normal agode illa idu, abnormal only, and it is always charged to costing P&L account. Always charged to costing P&L. This is one of the part of the material which I had not covered. Loss of material due to waste, scrap, spoilage, defective, and obsolescence. Now, and its treatment also, I have given you the details. With two, there is a small portion I want to cover, that is, I should have explained this during ROQ, EOQ ne. Nanu avaga marbitte actually helodu. There is a topic you read by yourself. I am not going to explain. Adbare symbolically I will just tell you. There is a situation where EOQ is not equal to ROQ. Andre your EOQ is not equal to ROQ. That is economic order quantity. Economic order quantity is not equal to reorder quantity. ಇದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇಮೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. 99% of a normal scenario, both are same only. But there are some certain situations in the during the organization's life that it becomes both are different. When one is because of seasonal availability. That means seasonal only available. Ivaga banana is available all through 12 months in a year you can find banana. But what happens with the fruit like mango juice, mango pulp, adella sigutte. 12 months you get that pulp. How do you get it? You get it because it is seasonally available. Then what do? You buy it in bulk and you keep it, you preserve it and use it throughout the year. Because it is seasonally available, you don't wait for an economic order quantity, you buy it in bulk as soon as it is available. So whenever there is a seasonal aspect comes in, ROQ is not equal to EOQ. Second is peak production period. Peak production period. So when like raincoat, chhatri, during a specific period only you manufacture. So the rest of the time normally you tend to switch over to another unit, another product. So peak production agovaga material you keep it on a high, not you don't go by the economic order quantity, you buy it in bulk. Substantial reorder time. Substantial lead time basically. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಕು ನಿಜ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ 2 ತಿಂಗಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, 2 ತಿಂಗಳದ್ದು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು keep it with you. You have to buy it in bulk, and you cannot actually go by the EOQ then. Then we saw the situation, quantity discount sikkagu naven ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we buy it in bulk and we don't go by the EOQ, because quantity discount sikkaga you get a extra benefit and you can reduce the loss and you can actually make more profit out of the buying. So this is because of that. And the supplier's minimum supply, supplier minimum supply quota, or what you call supply quantity. The supplier only has agreed that he will supply only in certain quantity. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಡರೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ you cannot actually switch to your ROQ or EOQ. You have to order it in a different bulk quantities, because the supplier is not ready to supply it to you in the quantity which you need. So that is because of that. Last one is compulsory quota. Compulsory quota. That means in certain situations, compulsorily the quota has to be filled. So you need to buy it in a specific quota because of the government stringent restrictions, that you cannot actually buy it in small quantity, or you cannot buy it in certain quantity which you need. But then you have to go by the quantity which is prescribed. Compulsorily you need to buy it in the same pattern. So these are few certain cases where you need to buy it in bulk. This covers almost all the material aspects, but you have to please go through your module. Whatever material ಏನೇನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. And I want you to read it and look into the exercise problems in your module and also solve them. Some of them are already solved, some you may pick it up from the RTQs also. Please try to solve those problems and find out. You need to cover up the theory part basically. There should not be a page which is left over in your module that which you have not covered. So this covers the entire material chapter. Next is labor. I'm going to close down this particular video because we are finishing off with the material chapter. We'll connect again for the labor chapter.